It all started when I stumbled upon the perfect spot in the swamp biome or my creative world. Atmospheric stretch of land crisscrossed by rivers, lakes, smaller ponds, and surrounded by dense trees. I knew right then this would be perfect home of my swamp village. Before a single block was placed, I had to tame the terrain. The first task was terraforming. Cutting down all swamp trees, clearing the underbrush, and gently reshaping the terrain to make space for building. I added texture banks, patches of grass, lily pads, reeds, and scattered vegetation to make it feel wild yet intentional. It was a long process, but it laid the groundwork for everything to come. With the land ready, I split the project into two parts. The first section of the village would have 14 buildings, more rustic, traditional swamp structures. The second section, which I call the main village, would be a bit more modern and much larger, with 28 planned buildings. To bring the two halves together, I built two sturdy bridges crossing the rivers, connecting old and new. I began construction in the first part of the village with the heart of any classic settlement, the church. Built from different variations of bricks and spruce logs. It stood tall above the marsh. The bell tower stands tall, its spire reaching toward the heavens. The old bell echoed through the swamp, marking the time and giving the whole area a sense of life and order. Next came the Alchemist's house, a crooked, vine-covered hut. Its walls stained with moss and mystery. From the middle, a small, narrow tower reached upward. Around the house, I built raised beds overflowing with herbs. With bubbling cauldrons, shelves of strange ingredients, it felt like something straight out of a potion brewer's dream. The blacksmith's forge followed, made from variation of bricks and spruce logs. It had a constantly burning forge, furnace, anvil station, and tool sharpening station. Then I built a small house, simple and cozy, with moss-covered walls and roof. It had just enough room for 1 or 2 villagers. Right beside it, I built a 2-story house with touch of elegance, featuring a wooden balcony with stairs. To support the village's growing needs, I built stables where horses could have proper home, complete with hay bales and small fenced grazing area. Next, I added another 2-story house, featuring stairs that lead up to a terrace on the upper floor. The butcher's house had a rugged charm, with pigs penned behind a fence and a small market stall out front. It was practical, yet perfectly matched the village's style. For a ranged defense and trade, I constructed the Fletcher's house, complete with a small tower and shooting range where villagers could practice their shooting skills. Next came the library, a slightly taller building filled with bookshelves, study tables and lanterns that cast a warm glow. The second floor was designed as an enchanting room. I followed up with another house, again simple and rustic, adding more room for new villagers. Then I built a second 2-story house, similar in style to the first, but with an external staircase on the right side leading to the upper floor. To finish the area, I crafted a 3-floor house, a towering structure made of spruce wood, different variation of bricks, and larger roof. It acted as a watchtower and residence combined. It became a centerpiece of the first part of the village. With that, the first section of the swamp village was complete. A cozy, medieval-inspired settlement hidden deep in the misty wetlands, bursting with character and purpose. With the first part of the village complete, I moved on to the second and main section. This part would be larger and bit more advanced and showcase a more refined style while still keeping the mystical, overgrown swamp aesthetic. I began with a new Alchemist house. A more elaborate build with 2 floors, a tall tower, and network of raised herb beds surrounding it. Inside, shelves overflowed with pots, study, and brewing lab. Outside, carefully arranged beds brimmed with plants. Next, I built a house with a simple roof and stone chimney that gently puffed smoke into the air. Modest in size, it had a quiet charm, perfect for villagers seeking peace and solitude in the heart of the swamp. The merchant's house followed. A slightly larger structure with 3 stall areas for trading goods. Standing tall nearby was the lookout tower, built with bricks and spruce logs. It had stairs leading to the top and gave a clear view of both village section and beyond. A classic 2-floor house came next. This one with a cozy and raised beds around 2nd floor. Near the lake, I placed a fisherman's hut, a humble mud brick shack. Narrow wooden dock extended from its side, leading out over the still waters, making it the perfect spot for small boats and fishing. Another house filled a spot in the main section, simple in design, with a stone brick chimney, adding a touch of character. Then came the beekeeper's house. A charming cottage, surrounded by basic hives, colorful flowers, and a large beehive suspended from a crane. Next to the beekeeper's house, I built a simple shepherd's cottage, with sheep grazing behind a fenced enclosure. Next came the storage house. A medium-sized warehouse with a wide entrance and stacks of chests neatly arranged inside. I followed it with a large residential house, maintaining village's rhythm and architecture flow. A sturdy barn came next, with piles of hay, connected animal pens, and plenty of space for cattle, giving it a true agriculture feel. Another medium-sized house was added, neatly filling in space with the village, followed by one of my favorite builds, a windmill surrounded by a wheat field. Massive sails stretch into the sky as a golden crop swayed around them. This build breathed life and motion into the swamp stillness. Next, I built a tall tower house with multiple floors, each serving a different purpose. Another build I added was a charming farmhouse, complete with a neatly decorated field. The village needed industry, so I did blacksmith stall equipped with anvils, furnaces, and armor stands. Next came the stonemacer's workshop, constructed from a mixed texture bricks that gave it a rugged look. On the left side, a small mine entrance hinted at where raw materials were sourced, while a pile of ores rested on the right of the building. The farmhouse came next, a classic two-story structure with thriving vegetable garden on the ground floor and cozy living quarters above. The garden added vibrant greenery and life, while the upper floor provided a comfortable home. To support leathercrafting, I built the leatherworker's house, with a fence area for cows at the back and a leatherworking station on the left. I included a small, mysterious enchanting space with candles and skulls, transforming the space into a place where powerful enchantments seems to come alive. In one corner of the village, I built a lively tavern. A two-story building with a bar on the first floor, tables lit by lanterns, and rooms upstairs for weary travelers. Another house filled a quieter section of the village. Just before I constructed a mysterious witch hut tucked into the swamp's edge. It had bubbling cauldrons and glowing plants growing around it. For charm, I built a small cottage with flower boxes and chimney, perfect for a retired adventurer or herbalist. Next came the greenhouse, a unique structure I chose to build right on the lake, raised up on the stilts above the water. This gave it a serene, floating appearance, surrounded by lily pads and sea pickles. The walls were made of cyan-stained glass panes framed with deep-sea bricks, allowing sunlight to pour in and reflect off the water below. Raised beds overflowed with different types of crops and flowers. To allow for long-distance travel, I constructed a nether portal. On the other side, I built a mine entrance that disappears into the earth, framed with sturdy support beams. Minecart tracks wind down into the depths, ready for exploration and resource gathering. For leisure and aesthetics, I built a peaceful gazebo in the middle of the lake, decorated with hanging lights, flower beds, and potted plants. It's a tranquil spot where villagers can relax and enjoy the serene view. Between the two parts of the village, I built a fountain crafted from mossy stone bricks, with colorful vegetation floating in the water. Beside it stands a simple well, adding a rustic charm to the village. To bring everything together, I added nature touches, planting trees around the village, creating small fields of carrots and potatoes, and larger fields of golden wheat. The village remains in harmony with the swamp, yet it's now full of life, purpose, and its own unfolding story.